Alrighty, another exhibition match, and this one should be a fun one. We're doing Chazz Princeton taking on Jaden, and it's Chazz's Ojama deck, and it's going to be taking on the Elemental Hero Fusion deck and all that Jaden has had created for his Battle City run. The winner between these two might be a little bit harder to call because Chazz, despite the strategy he does have with the Ojamas, Jaden can fuse and get stronger monsters out maybe a little bit quicker, but it should be a decent match, this one. Now, it's been a while since we last seen Chazz's deck. He did a Duelist Kingdom run. He hasn't done a Battle City run. That's another series that's out there for a run at some point, as well as Fusion Sage is activated from Jaden. Alright, to the end phase, and we'll see turn 1 for Chazz, who's got a few Ojamas in his hand. He's got the Pot of Duality. Now, you can't special summon the turn you activate that card. But Ojama Assimilation, which is a bit useless. There's a Polymerization, so Chazz could fuse 3 Ojamas together. And he has selected Polymerization. He's got Armed Dragon level 3 there as well. Now, you select Ojama Blue. When it's destroyed by battle, Chazz can pull 2 Ojama cards from his deck and add them to his hand. And Jaden has just activated Fusion Gate. Now, that's a card that's going to benefit both players. All depends on who has got the better cards at the time. So Jaden's played Fusion Gate and has then laid down a Polymerization. Alright, I'm heading over to comments. Crimson Maelstrom 573, Tanya vs Strings. This will be interesting, and by interesting I mean fun to watch. It's these sorts of matches you never thought that you'd see. Is someone like Tanya vs Strings. Someone mentioned doing an Amazon S run for Battle City, and I was like, yeah, that'd be... I think the Amazon S will probably win most of them matches because they are very, very strong as a deck, but we'll see. Stranger things have happened. And Crimson Maelstrom also says this is for the Becca and Jaden match. 50 minutes. This is going to be a long one. Let's see what happens. It was a good match, but it was long. Ojama Country. It was a best of 7. Trialed out the best of 7 as a potential way of doing things. Jaden has got Elemental Hero Gaia to the field. Now Chazz has got Ojama Country, and he's got more than he needs for Polymerization. Fusion Gate's on the field as well anyway, but Chazz still activates his Polymerization. He can choose the Knight or the King, whichever one he wants. Ojama King is probably just that little bit better. Well, it is just that little bit better, but one more Ojama and Chazz could potentially lock Jaden's entire monster zone. And Connor Chavez says, yeah, I prefer best of 3. 7 is a bit too much. Maybe best of 5 when it's like a really competitive match where they've dueled before and it was a really close game and could have gone either way, or one of them just a bad hand that could have cost them the L. It's I agree. I think best of 5 is probably max. Doing the best of 7 for Jaden and Becca, while it was good, it was very long, and even for the players as well, it seemed if they go for that long, the attentive will drop a little bit as well. As in the last couple of games, they seemed a bit more prone to overlooking certain plays, which is understandable. You play 7 duels, it's going to tax your brain. Yugioh, it's a very complex game after all. Elemental Hero Woodsman has come to the field, and Chazz played Armed Dragon level 3, which is a dangerous card to leave on, so Jaden has to get that off. Octavia Hirschberg 5280 says, I played Amazon S on Duel Links. Onslaught is broken. Amazon S Onslaught is the trap card that is basically the ace card for the whole Amazon S deck. It is so unbelievably broken. It can't even be put in words. Any attack from an Amazoness monster, or every time an Amazoness monster is attacked on your side of the field, you don't destroy the monster, you just remove it from play. You don't even have to win the attack. You just have to attack the monster, and you can remove it from play. The card is... I'm surprised that's not a banned card, because that card is stupidly powerful. But then again, banned cards seem to revolve more around cards that create infinite loops and stuff like that. But Jaden, now Chazz could have, if he didn't attack, or if he didn't play Ojama Knight straight away, he could have closed off the entire monster zone for Jaden. Left a little window, but it looks like it won't matter, as Ojama match is played. Again, that card has its uses as well. Sukowski 1978 says Elemental Hero Electron's special ability is to count as a light, water, fire, air and earth monster. As we see the first match won convincingly by Chazz, fire and earth monster, and for each one of the same attributes that your opponent has, your card gains 300 more attack points. Okay, I get you now. Okay. Now, you may have seen on the video file here that there was that bit of an odd sudden cut. What we actually did there is we what the two guys did, they actually lifted the respawn switch off and put Cameron's one on the dock, so we didn't have to create Chazz's deck on the other switch. That's a potential way that we can do more duels, that we might utilize that. So basically swapping the switches over like that on the dock means we only need one set of decks on one switch and not the other to do the perspective flip. Alright, here we go for match number 2 for Jaden and Chazz. Chazz using the Ojamas, and Jaden using his elemental heroes. Sukowski also says Cure Mermaid can't attack with Gravity Bind on the field. Gravity Bind stops all level 4 monsters. I probably said in the duel, I was probably wondering why Cure Mermaid wasn't attacking or something. That every now and then I just lose. If I'm reading comments, I'll lose track of what's happening on the duel. I probably didn't notice Gravity Bind was still on the field. I probably seen Cure Mermaid and then just seen it didn't attack. I was like, oh wait, why didn't it attack? I don't know, my attentiveness probably just left for that moment. I probably didn't see Gravity Bind on the field or something, which I do from time to time. I look back on matches and then I see what people are talking about and I'm like, oh right. And usually, yeah, when I'm reading comments, I'll lose track of what's happening. It's possible I may not have even seen Gravity Bind played or something. I don't know. I'd have to watch the duel back. As Ojama Blue's been destroyed, so Chazz is going through his deck to select. I missed the first one. Ojama Magic was, I would say it would have been Ojama Party? Is that what it's called? The trap card that's really good for Ojama deck. Vizel says, are we doing GX Academy now? Please use Asta with Destiny Heroes. Yeah, we'll get to the GX ones in probably sooner rather than later. We have got Raphael. Raphael's deck, this is for the Orichalcos one. I think I'll run Raphael through Duelist Kingdom. The Guardian deck, Guardian Iatos, Kast, Elma, Bayou, etc. That deck is not strong. It's very, very difficult to play. It's very difficult to attack your opponent because you need the certain equip cards to actually be able to summon properly. You can still summon the monsters if they're attacked while they are set, but it's a tough deck. So we're going to try that one against Duelist Kingdom. I reckon that deck will struggle to win against Duelist Kingdom But yes, we are beginning to make GX decks as well as... What does... Oh, Ojama Pajama. I think I might have said Ojama Party. Ojama Pajama is played. And Elemental Hero Heat has come to the field. And that gets a little point buffer to Elemental Heroes on. Chazz activates Ojama Pajama. He's got hold of Jaden's Elemental Hero Captain Gold here as well. It was from the Monster Reborn after Jaden threw it to the graveyard to get the Skyscraper to the field. Chazz looks like he may be going for Ojama Country here as well. And Ojama Magic has been thrown as well. Okay, Moonwolfie says, I don't recall Alexis beating Jaden in the anime with the 2 times they duelled, although the second time was when Alexis was part of Sartorius' Society of Light and Jaden needed to win in order to free Alexis from that control. The Society of Light deck has White Knight cards and White Veil. Her standard decks were Cybergirl, Blader, Etoile, Cyber Prima, Cyber Light, Cyber Angel, various Cyber Angel cards and Fusion Destruction. A 40 card deck would probably have cards from both standard decks, and maybe some of her White Knight cards. With the GX series, we may have to do that by seasons, because their decks grew progressively stronger and stronger through the 4 seasons. A lot more rapidly and stronger than what the Duelist Kingdom and the Battle City ones did. Duelist Kingdom and Battle City stayed relatively the same through the series, whereas through GX, the characters' decks all evolve, so it's actually quite a tough one to put together, but that's one idea, is going season by season. I would like to see, like Camula, all the duelists from Season 1 who were part of the storyline with Banner. I forget the names and everything, but all those duelists that popped up that Jaden pretty much had to beat all of them to stop the end of the world. That's where Tanya and Camula came from. There's a few other ones as well. It's just that Camula and Tanya are the only 2 that I really remember. I actually watched a bit of the anime last night. I was up to the Battle City finals. That's where I stopped. I stopped at just after the duel with Odeon and Joey. I watched Kaiba and Ishizu yesterday, and it's the semi-finals next. I'm actually watching that for the Big 5 and Noah, because we'll get into making their decks soon as well. But a proper GX season, I would say, is probably a month or 2 away. There's a lot of deck building and a little bit of research to go into it, to putting them together, and I will have less time soon as well. I do start my gaming development course next week as well, which is exciting. Tuesday, Thursday and Friday. But it's only until like 8 in the morning to 12 at midday. Except on the Tuesday, I think the Tuesday one runs till 4 in the afternoon or something, but it's not too bad, as Jaden goes for Elemental Hero Neos. And has just played Kishido Spirit. Oh, clever, okay. Skyscraper will give Neos an extra 1,000 points. Kishido Spirit will stop it from getting destroyed. That was a very, very good play from Jaden. 2,500 back for Elemental Hero Neos now. Remember, the attack and defense have flipped with Ojama Country, and if there is an Ojama on the field. 2 Ojama tokens have now been summoned to Jaden's side of the field. So Jaden with field advantage now. Chazz has played Upstart Goblin. And Moonwolfie also says 3 to 5 matches is probably the best amount. I agree as well. I think most people are agreeing with that. Best 2 of 3 or best 3 of 5. Becca is good, and we know what Injection Fairy can do, but it has its limitations. Jaden forced her to use the ability till she was unable to because of the cost, then took wins by using monsters that would drain the rest of her life points. It was good math skills by Jaden in that match, I will admit, as 2 Ojamas now to the field for Chazz, looking for some defense. Still utilizing or able to use Ojama Pajama to draw cards to assist him here. If he can get the Ojama Knight to the field. That was that Ojama match? He throws another Ojama to the graveyard. It's a very tactical deck, this one. It's very fun to watch. Alright, Ojama match is played. Moonwolf also says basically everyone beats strings. Yeah, pretty much. But we shall see how well the Amazons do against Bakura, Yugi, Kyber and Arcana. Seeker with his tendency to camp could possibly be a bit of a pain for the Amazoness. If they draw Amazoness Sage early, Amazoness Sage can attack and then can wipe out Seeker's Magic and Trap cards. And the Amazoness, within a few turns, they can get very strong monsters to the field. It will be an interesting match, because if Seeker can very early try and lock down those heavy attacks, he would need to draw Exodia pretty quick though. But it will be an interesting match, as Chazz, after all those combo plays, has sent his Armed Dragon level 10 to the graveyard and has just destroyed Neos. He's now got Ojamas on the field. He's also got Armed Dragon level 5. Sorry, was that level 10 or level 7 that he threw to the graveyard? I can't see it from here, it's too small. Either way, good combo play from Chazz to get that Elemental Hero Neos off the field. And Jaden now, it's got a bit of an empty hand. It's Upstart Goblin. It's basically a somewhat replacement for Pot of Greed, being a banned card. I don't think Pot of Greed should be a banned card. I think it should be limited to 1. But I don't think it should be a banned card. Alright, Ojama Trio is what Chazz has pulled. He may be looking to... Oh, he just threw that straight to the graveyard. Elemental Hero Blazeman. That will get the attack and defense flip here. So Jaden's... although isn't there an effect with Ojama Pajama where it can protect the Armed Dragon? Jaden gets rid of one of the tokens. That's with Kishido Spirit. So his token wasn't destroyed. He goes in for the attack with Blazeman. I'm sure Pajama has an effect where you can... I think you can ditch an Ojama. Ah, there it is. Remove an Ojama card from the graveyard from out of play. And it basically protects Armed Dragon. Stops it from being destroyed by battle. Still, Blazeman is stronger. Chazz activates Dispel. Oh, okay, he can dispel Ojama Country. Oh no. Oh no, he's picked Kishido's Spirit. If Chazz destroyed Ojama Country, his Blazeman would have gone to 1200 and Armed Dragon would have gone to 2400. He's used Dispel on Kishido Spirit. Is that... Oh, no. Okay, so he's going to attack the Ojama, get rid of the Ojama, and now they'll flip back because there's no Ojama on the field now. Okay, it still worked. Same result, just saw it a bit differently. Although now all the Ojamas are off the field, and Jaden has nothing on the field to protect himself. Our Righteous Justice doesn't help Jaden now. That may have actually been a better play from Chazz, because now Jaden's vulnerable. And he still has his Ojama Country on the field to potentially do damage. We saw similar moves, but Chazz saw the better one. Direct attack, and Jaden has to draw something, otherwise he will lose on the next turn. I think there might still be a few more comments as well. So I'll read them in the next video. It looks like there's Miracle Fusion. But Jaden, I saw the prompt, there was no prompt. Despite all the monsters in Jaden's graveyard, Miracle Fusion could not actually fuse anything. Which is... And the thing is because I think Gaia might have already been used, or there may not have been an Earth monster in his graveyard. Well, There was no way unless something's blocking special summons. Jaden has lost 2-0 to the Chazz and the Ojamas, which is a bit of a shock. I didn't think it would be a 2-0 loss. I thought Jaden might have actually won that fairly easily, but the Ojamas, they come through. They're actually a pretty good deck. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in. What's coming up next? Tanya taking on Loomis and Umbra, and I'm going to do Raphael taking on Weevil Underwood from Duelist Kingdom. And in terms of GX, putting together, starting to put together Cyrus and Zane's decks soon as well. So thanks everybody for tuning in, wherever you are in the world. Stay safe, take care, farewell.